If you're a childcare business owner right now, you are seeing a lot of things circulate in our industry that is encouraging you to do things like increase your revenue, automate your systems, delegate more. Oh, and my favorite one, you guys, let's build $1 million business. Woohoo! Okay, but now hear me out. Now, I totally agree with these things, and I love to empower owners to be able to reach these executive goals. But here is the one piece that is really missing with all of that. And if you're like me, this was a piece that was missing for me, is the fact that I did not have the time to work on my business. Therefore, all these things that I would see out there were great, and they were so exciting to me. But then when I actually got back down to my center, I just didn't have the time to work on my business. Therefore, I really, it's very hard for me to reach these goals. And my main issue at the time was the fact that I was dealing with staffing issues. And let's face it, if staff decide to call in, or they have something that pops up and they have to call in, or they decide to quit, or right now, you have a staff that needs to quarantine, then you're screwed, right? It's like, then you have to go in, and your time that day is spent in the classrooms. And I like to call this the start and stop, okay? It's just like you start working on these things and then you have to stop. And unfortunately, that is not going to allow you to be a childcare business executive that reaches those executive goals. And let's face it, if staff have to call in for the day, or, you get someone that just decides to quit, or right now you have a staff that has to quarantine, then you're really just kind of left screwed, because you are the one that has to go in and cover those classrooms, okay? Now, this is what I like to call the start and stop. You start working on expanding your empire, but then you don't really get anywhere. And if you're going to be that childcare business executive that is actually going to build $1 million business, then you cannot be in a role that causes you to have to start and stop, right? You have to be in a role that allows you to start and finish. It's one thing to have these amazing goals, but if you cannot find the time, it's just not happening, okay? Let's just face it. So fix your staffing issues, and then you're going to be able to reach your executive goals. So I would love to invite you to my brand new free workshop training that is titled How to Stabilize Your Staffing Team so that you can find the time to work on your childcare business executive goals. What I'm going to share with you is the elements that are needed to have a staffing structure that is considered to be stable. See, no matter who you are, if you are a childcare business owner and you have staff, then you have a staffing structure. At the same time, if you have staffing issues, what this means is that there are elements within your structure that are defected, and you've got to get to the bottom of this if you actually want to reach those $1 million childcare business executive goals this year. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to meet me on this training where I am going to show you and help you determine what elements of your staffing structure are defective. Now, you already know this, but one of the things that's a part of your job description as a childcare business owner is that you are responsible for maintaining staff to child ratio and ensuring coverage at all times. That is basically, that's compliance, that's licensing. Another part of your job description is that you have to maintain quality, and you also have to be able to learn how to grow your business if you want to be in business for a long time. So this training technically is a part of your job description, and that is why you need to take out the time to meet me inside the training and be able to get this valuable information, you guys. It's not basically nobody's talking about this stuff, okay? So they're talking about all the things that that you want to do. But at the end of the day, again, if you don't have that time and it's due to staffing issues, then we've got to get to the bottom of that. So this training is something that you don't want to miss if you are struggling with staffing issues and you refuse to let that be the thing that holds you back again this year, okay? Go ahead and click the link either below or above, wherever you're watching this video. Go ahead and register. There are limited spots available, but I look forward in sharing with you this valuable information inside of the workshop. See you there.